Welcome back to OPM Tools workshop meeting. Today we're just going to be going over A2P, which stands for application to person. And it's basically a process that allows you to automatically send out messages to your clients. However, this process does require a lot of setup. In order to do, there are regulations that are involved that require you to do this. But once this is set up, this is a very, very good asset to have for your company. It allows you to just send out automated messaging, so you don't have to manually send out messages at all times. Send out promos. If you are familiar with any, say, restaurants and they're sending out deals, and they say, buy one, get one, XYZ, reply stop to stop messaging, then this is what this pertains to. So for A2P within OPM tools, let's go back to the dashboard. You go from your dashboard, you scroll all the way down on the left-hand tab, you go to settings, and then next you would want to go to phone numbers. After that, you want to go to Trust Center. And this is where you can start applying for the A2P process. Now, just to give you a preview of what this will look like, it is going to be asking you a series of questions. So right here, is this business entity you're registering located in the US and or Canada? Yes, this is important due to tax IDs needed for this process. So let's hit continue. Legal business name, whenever it comes to the legal business name, you do have to be sure to put in the business name that is on your legal documents. So your W-2, whatever it is, you need to put in the actual government legal name that the business has been registered under. Because for some companies, they will just put like an abbreviated name or something. That will not work. It will automatically deny your A2P application. It has to be what your legal company name is. So that is very important. A lot of applications are denied because of this. So you do have to make sure that you put in the correct name. Yeah, put in your business type. You have options of cooperative, corporation, LLC, or sole proprietorship, nonprofit corporation, and partnership. Business registration ID type. This goes from USA to Canada, Great Britain, Australia, India, Estonia, Israel, and other. So for this, we're just going to be using USA or EIN. Next, you want to put in your business registration number. Same thing with legal business name. It would be on your government documents. Business industry, you have plenty of options. Just pick whichever one is closest to your business niche. Your business email, your website URL. So just put in your website homepage. And business regions of operations, which regions you do services in. So for this, it's going to be USA and Canada. And let's hit continue. Then you want to fill out your country, your state or province or region, your street address, city, postal zip code, and then authorized representative, their first name, last name, their email address and phone number. If you do not have one, then just put in the business email or phone number. Your job position, director, GM, VP, CEO, CFO, general counsel, or other. And if you click on other, you can fill out the business title accordingly. Let's go CEO. And then you will want to choose your brand type, low volume standard or high volume standard. Right here, it will tell you what these are used for. So for low volume, EIN required for registration, more than one phone number permitted. We'll get into that later. Up to 6,000 segments per day. And then for high volume, it's basically the same thing, but it's up to 600,000 segments per day. And then once you pick your standard, you will want to, click this checkbox right here. I acknowledge brand and campaign registration one time. $23.95 will be charged. Just basically agreeing to the fees that come with this application. So continue. And then we move on to the actual A2P registration. So for this, you are basically explaining what your business is going to be using A2P for. So first off, the use case description. So as you can see, there are plenty of examples available to you. You just need to replace some words with that with your company name or your company website. So, for example, this campaign sends appointment information, confirmation, and reminder messages to customers once they have booked an appointment with company name. Obviously, you need to replace that on website, replace website with the link to your website, and opted in to receive promotional and notification SMS from company name. This is a very good start. Now, you may need to edit some things. So, for example, some companies might not send out reminder messages. Maybe they don't do appointments. Just edit the paragraph to whatever suits best your usage case. Next, you are going to put in a sample message that you will send out to your customers. This is just going to be an example of what the automated message will look like. So we have examples that we can use. So let's copy and then paste. Hi, John. This is Gene from company name. Our appointment for July 20th, 11 a.m. is confirmed. Please reach out to +1213 in case you need to reschedule. Reply stop to unsubscribe. Like the previous use case, you would just need to replace the names, the company name, as well as the phone number that you're going to be using. And please note that you do have to add reply stop to unsubscribe. This is very much required for A2P use. So for sample message 2, this is just going to be another sample message, pretty much similar to the previous one. Let's use one of the examples. Hey, Brian, this is Jane from company name. I see that you were not able to make it for our appointment. Would you like to reschedule? And then here you would put in the rescheduling link, or maybe just the same link that they would use to book an appointment. And again, you must add reply stop to unsubscribe. This is very important. Be sure to add reply stop to unsubscribe or something similar so that they can opt out of the automated messaging. Next, you'll be presented with 4 checkboxes. The message will include an embedded link. If the messages that you're going to be sending to your clients you will put in a link in them, and you have to click on that. Messages will include a phone number. You have to click on that. The last 2 are very rarely used, but it depends on your business, so be aware of this. The message includes age-gated content as defined by carrier and CTA guidelines, as well as the messages include content related to direct lending or other loan arrangement. Again, this depends on your business and what you are sending out to your clients. So now that that's done, we will continue to the final part. How do lead/contacts contacts consent to receive messages? As always, we'll just use the examples. These paragraphs are valid for use. You just have to replace some words with your company name and website and so on. End users opt in by visiting website URL and filling in their details. Users check a box to receive notification and promotional messages to provide their consent. Additionally, end users can also text start to phone number that you are using. So that is one way that they can opt in. Another opt-in message, copy and paste. And then this is going to be the confirmation message that will be sent out to people that do opt in to your automated messaging. You have successfully opted in to receive notification and promotional SMS from company name. Please reply stop if you need to opt out in the future. And that is the last of the A2P approval process. Just make sure that everything is just make sure that you edit all the paragraphs that you're using, or if you, just make sure that everything is in according to your business and what you're hoping to use A2P for. Now that you know the actual process of A2P registration, let me show you how to get set up for that. So I'm going to be using one of our clients as an example. I'm not going to be showing any of their information on screen, just showing you examples of how to get set up for that. So whenever setting up these A2P processes, you need to have 3 things. You need to have a homepage. You need to have a form for people to sign up for appointments. You need to have a calendar, and you do also need to have a privacy policy and a terms of service page. That way, which is terms of service and privacy policy are very much required either way, but it is very important that you add that as well. So as we can see, we have our homepage, then we have our calendar form, and we have our privacy policy. It's called privacy policy, but it also has the terms of service, and that basically covers all bases on that. So using these as examples, we want to go back through the A2P approval process and use these. And actually, let me go through the actual website so that you can have an idea of how to build your website if you are planning on doing this for yourself. So going through the calendar form, right here we are presented with the actual calendar, which is required for the A2P. Let's select the time. Then we fill out our information. You need to make sure that you have the form available. And here at the very bottom, you need to have the checkbox of I agree to terms and conditions provided by the company by providing my phone number. I agree to receive text messages from your business. You must have this, as you cannot force people into automated messaging. You must give them the option to do so. So that is very important to have. Next, we have the privacy policy. And here we have just a long list of the privacy policy and so terms and conditions. You can very much look for formats or guidelines as to how to build your own terms and conditions and privacy policy. But yeah, just make sure that you have your own page set and ready for use. Now, going back to the A2P registration, on that. Now we are going to edit the paragraphs that we are going to use, the examples that we are going to be using. So this campaign sends appointment information, confirmation, and reminder messages to customers once they have booked an appointment with company name. So company name, OverPower Marketing on website. So let's use the homepage as an example. And opted in to receive promotional and notification SMS from company name, OverPower Marketing. And just to make sure that you are not missing anything, I normally put additionally, end users can view the company's privacy policy and then I would give them the link to the privacy policy in terms and conditions. So let's do that right here. Copy and paste. And this is generally what the use case description will look like for you. You may edit out some things, but this is generally what it's going to look like. Next, we want to create our sample message. Hi, John. This is Jane from company name. Our appointment for July 20th, 11 a.m. is confirmed. Please reach out to number in case you need to reschedule. Reply to stop to unsubscribe. This is a good example. So we have to change our name as well. This is Oren from our marketing. Our appointment for July 20th, 11 a.m. is confirmed. Please reach out to our number in case you need to reschedule. Please reply to unsubscribe. Seems simple enough. Hey, Brian, this is Jane from company name. Let's change the name again. I see that you weren't able to make it for our appointment. Would you like to reschedule? At website URL, we can just reuse the calendar form that they use for booking the appointment. And reply stop to unsubscribe. There we go. There's sample message 2 done. The message will include an embedded link, which yes. The message will include phone number as well, which yes. Next, let's do how to lead/contacts consent to receive messages. Copy example, then paste. End users opt in by visiting the calendar form and filling in their details. Users check a box to receive notification and promotional messages to provide their consent. Additionally, end users can also text star to phone number. I do not have a phone number handy at the moment, so I'm just going to I'm just going to revise myself and say, additionally, and users can view the company's privacy policy at and then and paste. Now, the reason why I'm putting the privacy policy link again is because it is very important that you do show the person who is going to be going over your A2P application that you do have a privacy policy. But more so, you need to make sure that your homepage, your all pages within your funnels have access to the privacy policy as well. I just like to reiterate myself and say that yes, we do have a privacy policy, just to get the point across that yes, this is within accordance of the regulations for A2P process. So as we can see, there is no privacy policy at the bottom, so that will have to be changed. But normally where you would find the privacy policy is down here at the footer of your website. This is where you would normally see terms and conditions, privacy policy, and you would click on that and it would bring you to the page of privacy policy or terms and conditions. So now that it's new. Now going into the opt-in message, you want to see our example, copy, paste. You have successfully opted in, received notification and promotional SMS from company name over our marketing. Please reply stop if you need to opt out in the future. This is very simple. You just need to replace the company name with your company name and make sure to add please reply stop if you need to opt out in the future. And that is pretty much it to the A2P registration. I do want to add that if this seemed a little too complicated for you, we do provide uh, the service of doing the A2P application for you. We do make the website for you. We can fill out all your details for you. So if you don't feel like doing the A2P registration by yourself, we at LPM Tools are more than happy to help you out. That is the most important thing. But if you do feel like wanting to do this on your own, then now you know. However, I do keep in mind that there are fees if you do get rejected too many times, A2P process, that that will stack up. So I would recommend if you fail the first 1 or 2 times, you'd be more than happy to help you out. But yeah, that is pretty much all for this video. I want to thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you next week.